Hey, curious minds! Welcome to a journey that could change the way you see the world and yourself. Have you ever wondered why some people make decisions effortlessly, solve problems quickly, and stay calm even in tough situations? The secret isn't just knowledge, it's thinking correctly. Thinking is not something that just happens. It's a skill you can learn, sharpen, and master. In this video, we will explore 8 powerful chapters that will teach you how to think clearly, logically, and creatively. We all face challenges, distractions, and information overload every day. Sometimes our mind plays tricks on us, leading to confusion, stress, or poor decisions. But the good news is, by understanding the principles of correct thinking, you can train your mind to stay focused, make smarter choices, and approach life with confidence. Each chapter in this series is designed to give you practical tips, real-life examples, and exercises that make thinking not just easier, but also more effective. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand how to think correctly, but also how to avoid common mental traps that hold people back. Whether you want to excel in studies, career, or personal life, these insights will empower you to take control of your mind and your future. Get ready to unlock the hidden power of your thoughts and transform the way you approach every decision, challenge, and opportunity that comes your way. Chapter 1. The Power of Awareness. Hey thinkers! Let's start with the most important foundation for correct thinking: awareness. Before you can think correctly, you need to know what is happening inside your mind and around you. Awareness is more than just noticing things. It's about understanding them deeply. Many people go through life reacting automatically, believing that their thoughts are always accurate or that their decisions are flawless. But the truth is, without awareness, your thinking can be clouded by biases, assumptions, and emotions that you don't even realize are influencing you. The first step to thinking correctly is observing your thoughts. Have you ever caught yourself jumping to conclusions or making decisions too quickly, only to regret them later? That's your mind working without awareness. When you start noticing your thought patterns, you can identify mistakes, recognize mental traps, and redirect your thinking in a smarter direction. Awareness allows you to pause, reflect, and choose how to respond rather than reacting impulsively. Another key aspect of awareness is being conscious of your emotions. Emotions are powerful. They can guide you, but they can also mislead you if you let them dominate your thinking. For example, anger or fear can cloud judgment and make small problems seem enormous. When you are aware of these emotions, you can step back, analyze the situation calmly, and make decisions based on logic instead of impulse. Awareness is like turning on a flashlight in a dark room. Suddenly, you can see obstacles, opportunities, and the path ahead clearly. Awareness also extends to the world around you. Being observant of your environment, the people you interact with, and the information you consume helps you make informed decisions. In today's fast-paced world, distractions are everywhere. Social media, news, and endless notifications constantly pull your attention. Without awareness, your mind becomes a passive receiver, easily influenced by external noise. By practicing conscious attention, you train your mind to filter what matters, focus on what's important, and avoid being misled by irrelevant or false information. Practical exercises can boost awareness. Start by spending a few minutes each day simply observing your thoughts without judgment. Notice recurring patterns, triggers, or assumptions that appear. Journaling can be a powerful tool. Writing down your thoughts clarifies your mind and reveals hidden biases. Another practice is mindfulness, which involves being fully present in the moment, noticing sensations, sounds, and emotions, without trying to change them. These practices gradually sharpen your mind, making you more alert, clear-headed, and capable of thinking correctly. Awareness also means questioning what you know. Many people accept information without scrutiny, assuming it's true simply because it comes from a trusted source or aligns with their beliefs. Correct thinking demands curiosity and skepticism. Ask yourself, is this information accurate? Could there be another perspective? What evidence supports this idea? Developing this habit prevents blind acceptance and opens your mind to deeper understanding. Finally, remember that awareness is continuous. Thinking correctly is not a one-time achievement. It's a lifelong practice. Every day you encounter new situations, challenges, and decisions. By being aware, you can approach them thoughtfully, learn from mistakes, and grow intellectually and emotionally. Awareness is the foundation on which all other thinking skills are built. Without it, even the smartest strategies or techniques can fail because they are applied without understanding the context or your own mental state. So, in this first chapter, we've discovered that awareness is not just noticing, it's understanding yourself and your environment deeply. By observing your thoughts, emotions, and surroundings, questioning assumptions, and practicing mindfulness, you lay the groundwork for thinking clearly, logically, and effectively. Awareness gives you control over your mind, allowing you to respond wisely, make better decisions, and avoid common thinking traps. Start today by simply paying attention. Notice when your thoughts wander, when emotions cloud your judgment, or when information seems suspicious. With consistent practice, awareness becomes second nature, and your mind becomes a powerful tool rather than a chaotic playground. The journey to correct thinking begins here, and awareness is the key that unlocks the door. Chapter 2. Understanding Your Biases. Hey, amazing minds! Now that you've learned the importance of awareness, it's time to explore a hidden force that quietly shapes your thinking: biases. Biases are mental shortcuts your brain uses to make decisions quickly, but often they lead you astray. They are natural, unavoidable, and everyone has them, whether you realize it or not. The key to thinking correctly is not to eliminate biases completely, that's impossible, but to recognize them and minimize their influence on your choices. Our minds are constantly filtering information. Imagine walking into a room and instantly forming opinions about people or situations without even thinking. That's your brain working with biases. While they can save time, they can also distort reality. For example, confirmation bias makes you favor information that supports your existing beliefs while ignoring evidence that contradicts them. This can prevent you from seeing the full picture and lead to poor decisions in life, work, and relationships. By understanding that biases exist, you can pause and question your judgments before acting on them. Another common bias is the availability bias. Your mind tends to rely on information that is most readily available or recent, rather than considering all the facts. If you recently heard about a friend's car accident, you might overestimate the danger of driving, even though statistics show it's relatively safe. Similarly, Stereotypes and assumptions about people or situations are types of biases that can limit your thinking and prevent fair evaluations. Recognizing these patterns is the first step to breaking free from them. Practical ways to manage biases include critical thinking exercises and self-reflection. When faced with a decision, ask yourself, why do I believe this? Is there evidence to support it? Could I be influenced by past experiences, emotions, or popular opinion? Another technique is seeking diverse perspectives. Talking to people with different viewpoints helps challenge your assumptions and expand your understanding. Awareness of your biases combined with exposure to alternative viewpoints strengthens your ability to think objectively. Emotions also fuel biases. When you're upset, anxious, or excited, your brain is more likely to rely on shortcuts that may not reflect reality. That's why emotional regulation is essential for correct thinking. Practices like deep breathing, meditation, or even a short walk can calm your mind, allowing you to evaluate situations logically rather than reacting impulsively. By separating emotion from judgment, you create space for more accurate and balanced decisions. Understanding biases also helps in problem solving. When you know that your initial ideas may be influenced by subconscious tendencies, you can explore multiple solutions instead of settling on the first one. Creative thinking thrives when biases are acknowledged because it encourages open-mindedness, curiosity, and flexibility. It allows you to see connections that others might miss and approach challenges with a fresh perspective. Remember, recognizing biases isn't about blaming yourself. It's about taking responsibility for your thinking and improving it. Everyone struggles with biases, but those who master awareness and reflection can navigate them successfully. Over time, this leads to clearer thinking, better decisions, and a deeper understanding of both yourself and the world around you. So, in this chapter, we've discovered that biases are invisible influencers that shape our judgments and decisions. By identifying them, questioning assumptions, seeking diverse perspectives, and managing emotions, you can reduce their impact and think more clearly. Biases are powerful, but awareness and deliberate practice give you the control to think correctly even when your mind tries to take shortcuts. Start noticing your mental shortcuts today. Pay attention when your first thoughts are automatic, when emotions push you in a certain direction, or when you favor information that confirms what you already believe. With conscious effort, you can train your mind to overcome biases, make smarter choices, and approach life with clarity and confidence. Correct thinking is not about perfection, it's about improvement, and every step you take to understand and manage your biases brings you closer to mastering your mind. Chapter 3. The Art of Asking Questions. Hey, curious thinkers! Now that you've learned about awareness and understanding your biases, it's time to dive into a powerful skill that separates ordinary thinkers from extraordinary ones: asking the right questions. Questions are not just tools to get answers. They are tools to guide your mind, uncover hidden truths, and challenge assumptions. Learning how to ask the right questions is one of the fastest ways to think correctly and make better decisions in every area of life. Many people go through life accepting information at face value, rarely asking why, how, or what if. But questions are the fuel of critical thinking. When you ask thoughtfully, you force your brain to analyze, evaluate, and reflect. Instead of simply absorbing knowledge, you engage with it actively. This shift from passive thinking to active thinking is essential for making decisions that are clear, logical, and well-informed. The art of questioning helps you dig deeper, see patterns, and connect ideas that might otherwise go unnoticed. The first step is to start with simple why questions. Why do I believe this? Why is this situation happening? Why do people react this way? These questions encourage you to look beyond surface-level explanations and explore the root causes of issues. Moving deeper, use how questions. How can this be solved? How can I improve this situation? How does this decision affect the long-term outcome? How questions focus your thinking on actionable solutions and practical steps, rather than getting stuck in confusion or overthinking. Another powerful type of question is the what-if question. Asking what if expands your perspective and allows you to consider multiple possibilities. What if I approach this differently? What if I consider another point of view? What if I try a new strategy? This technique encourages creativity, flexibility, and open-mindedness, which are all essential for correct thinking. It also reduces the chance of being trapped by assumptions, biases, or fixed patterns of thought. Asking questions also strengthens problem-solving skills. Instead of jumping to conclusions or settling for easy answers, questions force you to explore the problem fully. For example, if a project at work fails, asking, "Why did this happen?" followed by, "What steps can prevent it in the future?" guides your mind toward understanding and improvement, rather than blame or frustration. In personal life, questions like, "What can I learn from this experience?" or "How can I handle this better next time?" turn challenges into opportunities for growth. Questions are most effective when combined with active listening and observation. Don't just ask to hear an answer, ask to understand. Pay attention to details, notice patterns, and reflect on responses. Sometimes the answers won't be immediate or obvious, but the process of questioning itself trains your mind to think critically, logically, and clearly. Over time, this habit rewires your brain to approach every situation with curiosity, analysis, and discernment. It's also important to question your own thoughts. Self-questioning prevents automatic reactions and strengthens awareness. Ask yourself, is this belief based on evidence or assumption? Am I overreacting because of emotions? Could there be another way to look at this? By challenging your own thinking regularly, you reduce mistakes, clarify ideas, and improve decision-making. Remember, asking questions isn't about being skeptical or negative. It's about seeking truth, understanding, and improvement. Great thinkers, innovators, and leaders all share a common trait. They constantly question, explore, and reflect. Every question you ask opens a new door in your mind, helping you see what others might miss and make decisions that are more thoughtful and informed. So, in this chapter, we've discovered that the art of asking questions is essential for thinking correctly. By asking why, how, and what if, questioning assumptions, and reflecting deeply, you train your mind to analyze situations, uncover hidden truths, and make better decisions. Questions are not just a tool. They are the key to unlocking clarity, creativity, and intelligence in every part of your life. Start today by noticing moments when you accept things automatically and pause to ask a question. Even a small question can spark insight, open new perspectives, and guide your mind towards smarter, clearer thinking. Correct thinking isn't about knowing all the answers. It's about knowing how to ask the right questions, and that skill will transform the way you approach every challenge, opportunity, and decision in your life. Chapter 4. Developing Logical Thinking. Hey, brilliant minds! Now that you've mastered awareness, understood biases, and learned the power of asking questions, it's time to explore a skill that forms the backbone of correct thinking: logical thinking. Logic is the ability to reason clearly, make connections between ideas, and arrive at conclusions that make sense. It's what separates hasty, impulsive decisions from thoughtful, reliable ones. Developing logical thinking helps you solve problems efficiently, make smarter choices, and avoid being misled by emotions or false information. Logical thinking begins with understanding cause and effect. Every decision, action, or event has a reason behind it and consequences that follow. By examining situations systematically, you can identify patterns and connections. For example, if a business project fails, instead of blaming luck or external factors alone, a logical thinker examines each step. Were the resources sufficient? Was the plan realistic? Were team members adequately trained? This approach turns challenges into opportunities for improvement, rather than sources of frustration. Another crucial aspect of logical thinking is separating facts from opinions. Facts are objective, verifiable pieces of information, while opinions are personal interpretations that may or may not reflect reality. Many mistakes in thinking occur when opinions are treated as facts. A logical thinker questions assumptions, verifies information, and ensures that conclusions are based on evidence rather than hearsay, rumors, or emotions. This practice strengthens decision-making and protects you from being misled. Logical thinking also involves breaking problems into smaller parts. Complex issues can feel overwhelming, but by analyzing each component separately, you can understand the bigger picture more clearly. This method, often called analytical thinking, allows you to tackle challenges step by step. For example, if you want to improve your health, instead of trying to change everything at once, a logical approach might be to focus on diet first, then exercise, then sleep patterns. Each small step builds toward a larger goal in a manageable and effective way. Deductive and inductive reasoning are essential tools for logical thinking. Deductive reasoning moves from general principles to specific conclusions. For instance, if all humans need water to survive, and you are human, then you need water to survive. Inductive reasoning, on the other hand, draws general conclusions from specific examples. If you notice that exercising regularly improves energy for many people, you might conclude that exercise generally boosts energy. Both forms of reasoning help organize thoughts and make decisions that are coherent and reliable. Logical thinkers also anticipate consequences before acting. Every choice has potential outcomes, and by evaluating them carefully, you reduce mistakes and maximize benefits. This forward-thinking approach is critical in personal life, studies, and professional work. For example, before making a financial decision, a logical thinker considers risks, rewards, and possible alternatives. By weighing options systematically, decisions become deliberate rather than reactive. Practicing logical thinking requires consistent effort. Engage in activities that challenge your mind, such as puzzles, strategy games, or debates. Analyze problems critically, ask for evidence, and look for patterns in everyday life. Over time, this habit strengthens mental clarity and ensures that your decisions are based on reasoning rather than impulse. Finally, logical thinking does not ignore emotions, but it balances them. Emotions provide valuable insight, but they can distort perception if not controlled. A logical thinker acknowledges feelings, examines their influence, and then combines emotional awareness with rational analysis. This balance ensures that decisions are both sensible and human-centered. So, in this chapter, we've discovered that logical thinking is the foundation of correct thinking. By understanding cause and effect, distinguishing facts from opinions, breaking problems into smaller parts, using deductive and inductive reasoning, and anticipating consequences, you train your mind to analyze situations clearly and make well-informed decisions. Logic is not rigid or cold. It's a structured guide that helps you navigate life's challenges with confidence and clarity. Start today by applying logical thinking to simple decisions. Question assumptions, verify facts, and consider consequences before acting. Over time, this habit becomes second nature, allowing you to solve problems efficiently, avoid common thinking traps, and approach life with a calm, clear, and rational mind. Correct thinking isn't about eliminating emotion or creativity. It's about using logic as a powerful tool to guide your thoughts and actions in the best possible way. Chapter 5. The Power of Focused Thinking. Hey, sharp minds! By now, you've explored awareness, biases, questioning, and logical thinking. But even with all these skills, correct thinking can be difficult if your mind is scattered. That's where focused thinking comes in. The ability to direct your mental energy toward one task, idea, or problem at a time. Focused thinking sharpens your mind, increases productivity, and ensures that your decisions are precise and effective. Many people struggle with distraction in today's fast-paced world. Notifications, multitasking, and constant information bombardment pull your attention in 100 directions. When your mind is divided, you lose clarity, make mistakes, and often miss important details. Focused thinking combats this by training your mind to concentrate fully on one task, observe carefully, and analyze deeply. It's not about ignoring the world. It's about controlling your attention so your thinking becomes deliberate, powerful, and accurate. One way to develop focused thinking is by prioritizing your tasks. Start by identifying what truly matters and tackling it first. Avoid switching between tasks frequently, as it fragments your mental energy. For example, if you are learning a new skill, devote a set amount of time to practice without interruption. By immersing yourself fully, your brain works more efficiently, absorbs more information, and makes better connections between ideas. Another technique is mindfulness and meditation. These practices train your mind to stay present, reducing wandering thoughts and mental noise. Even a few minutes a day of focused breathing or mindful observation can strengthen concentration. Over time, this discipline allows you to think more clearly, analyze situations more effectively, and make decisions without being influenced by distraction or impulsive reactions. Focused thinking also involves setting clear goals. When your objectives are well defined, your mind knows exactly where to direct energy. Vague goals lead to scattered efforts and wasted time, while specific goals create a roadmap for your thinking. For instance, instead of thinking, "I want to be healthier," a focused approach is, I will exercise for 30 minutes daily and eat a balanced diet this week. This clarity channels your thoughts into actionable steps, reducing confusion and improving results. Another aspect of focused thinking is eliminating mental clutter. Our minds are filled with unnecessary worries, doubts, and repetitive thoughts. By consciously ignoring irrelevant information and concentrating on what matters, you free mental space for productive analysis and creative problem-solving. Journaling, planning, and reflection are practical tools that help declutter the mind and enhance focus. Focused thinking also improves decision-making. When your mind is fully engaged with a problem, you are less likely to overlook details or make impulsive choices. You can weigh evidence, consider alternatives, and anticipate consequences. This deliberate approach reduces mistakes, builds confidence, and strengthens your ability to act wisely in complex situations. It's important to remember that focused thinking is a skill that grows with practice. Start small by dedicating short periods to undistracted attention on a single task. Gradually increase the duration and complexity. Over time, your brain becomes trained to maintain focus, process information efficiently, and think with clarity and precision. So, in this chapter, we've discovered that focused thinking is the ability to direct your mental energy intentionally toward important tasks and ideas. By prioritizing, practicing mindfulness, setting clear goals, eliminating mental clutter, and concentrating deeply, you strengthen your ability to analyze, solve problems, and make decisions accurately. Focused thinking turns mental effort into real results, transforming scattered, reactive thoughts into deliberate, effective action. Start today by choosing one task and giving it your full attention. Notice how your mind feels sharper, decisions become clearer, and insights come more naturally. Correct thinking isn't about thinking harder, it's about thinking smarter. Focused thinking is the bridge between knowledge, awareness, and action, and mastering it will elevate every aspect of your life. Chapter 6. Embracing Open-mindedness. Hey, open-minded thinkers! So far, we've explored awareness, biases, asking questions, logical thinking, and focused thinking. Now it's time to uncover a crucial skill that allows you to grow, adapt, and think correctly in every situation. Open-mindedness. Open-mindedness is the ability to consider new ideas, perspectives, and possibilities without immediately rejecting them. It doesn't mean accepting everything blindly. It means evaluating information fairly and being willing to change your mind when evidence supports it. Many people fall into the trap of rigid thinking. They cling to familiar beliefs, dismiss opposing viewpoints, and resist change. While this provides comfort in the short term, it limits growth and prevents correct thinking. Open-mindedness, on the other hand, expands your understanding, encourages creativity, and strengthens decision-making. By welcoming diverse perspectives, you gain insights you might never have considered on your own. The first step in developing open-mindedness is recognizing your own limitations. No matter how knowledgeable or experienced you are, there is always more to learn. Accepting that you don't know everything opens the door to curiosity, exploration, and deeper understanding. When you approach ideas with humility, you are more likely to evaluate them objectively and avoid being trapped by biases or assumptions. Another key aspect is listening actively. Open-minded people don't just wait to respond, they truly listen. They pay attention to details, notice patterns, and consider the reasoning behind others' opinions. This doesn't mean you must agree with every idea. Rather, you are willing to examine it fully before forming a judgment. Active listening not only broadens your knowledge, but also strengthens your relationships by showing respect for different perspectives. Open-mindedness also requires challenging your own beliefs. Ask yourself, why do I believe this? Could there be evidence I haven't considered? Am I holding on to this idea out of habit or convenience? Self-questioning encourages flexibility and prevents rigid thinking from limiting your understanding. It's a process of continuous growth that transforms your mind into a dynamic, adaptable tool for correct thinking. Exposure to new experiences is another way to cultivate open-mindedness. Read books from different genres, explore unfamiliar subjects, travel, or engage in conversations with people from diverse backgrounds. Each new experience challenges your assumptions, broadens your worldview, and encourages creative thinking. The more perspectives you encounter, the more nuanced and balanced your thinking becomes. Emotions can also affect open-mindedness. Fear, pride, or defensiveness often prevent people from considering new ideas. By managing emotions through awareness and reflection, you create space to evaluate information calmly and rationally. Open-minded thinking balances emotional intelligence with intellectual curiosity, allowing you to approach situations with both empathy and logic. Finally, open-mindedness encourages problem-solving and innovation. When your mind is flexible, you can see multiple solutions, consider alternatives, and adapt strategies when circumstances change. Creative breakthroughs often come from combining ideas in ways that rigid thinking would never allow. By embracing open-mindedness, you enhance not only your thinking skills, but also your ability to innovate, grow, and succeed in life. So, in this chapter, we've discovered that open-mindedness is a cornerstone of correct thinking. By recognizing your limitations, listening actively, questioning your beliefs, exposing yourself to new experiences, and managing emotions, you develop a mind that is flexible, balanced, and capable of deep understanding. Open-minded thinking transforms obstacles into opportunities, rigid opinions into insights, and scattered thoughts into clarity. Start today by noticing moments when you dismiss ideas too quickly or resist change. Pause, reflect, and consider the possibility that there may be more to learn. Open-mindedness is a skill you can cultivate, and with consistent practice, your mind becomes sharper, more adaptable, and more capable of thinking correctly in any situation. Correct thinking isn't just about logic or knowledge. It's about keeping your mind open to growth, exploration, and new perspectives that enrich every decision you make. Chapter 7. Learning from Mistakes. Hey, resilient thinkers. By now, you've explored awareness, biases, questioning, logical thinking, focused thinking, and open-mindedness. Now, let's discuss one of the most powerful tools for correct thinking: learning from mistakes. Mistakes are often viewed as failures, but in reality, they are valuable lessons that shape your mind, strengthen your judgment, and guide you toward better decisions. Embracing mistakes with the right mindset transforms them from setbacks into stepping stones for growth. Many people fear making mistakes and avoid challenges, which limits their thinking and potential. Correct thinkers, however, see mistakes as opportunities. Each mistake highlights gaps in knowledge, flaws in reasoning, or errors in judgment. By analyzing them carefully, you gain insights that cannot be acquired from success alone. Learning from mistakes encourages reflection, awareness, and resilience, all crucial components of effective thinking. The first step is accepting responsibility for your actions. It's easy to blame others, circumstances, or bad luck when things go wrong. However, correct thinking begins with honesty. Ask yourself, what could I have done differently? What assumptions or biases influenced my decision? Taking responsibility doesn't mean being harsh on yourself. It means objectively examining your choices and identifying areas for improvement. This self-reflection strengthens awareness and prevents repeating the same errors. Another important aspect is analyzing mistakes systematically. Break down what happened step by step. Identify the triggers, decisions, and thought patterns that led to the outcome. This approach transforms abstract feelings of failure into clear insights. For instance, if a project at work fails, instead of simply feeling frustrated, analyze each decision point. Was the planning thorough? Did I communicate effectively? Did I consider alternatives? This process turns mistakes into practical lessons for future success. It's also crucial to separate emotions from analysis. Mistakes often trigger guilt, anger, or fear, which can cloud judgment. By calming your mind, taking a step back, and examining the situation objectively, you can extract the lessons without being overwhelmed by negative emotions. Journaling, talking with a mentor, or reflecting quietly can help you process mistakes effectively. Learning from mistakes also builds resilience. When you understand that errors are part of the growth process, fear of failure diminishes. You become willing to take calculated risks, try new strategies, and approach problems creatively. This mindset enhances flexibility, critical thinking, and problem solving, allowing you to think correctly even under challenging circumstances. Finally, sharing lessons from mistakes can help others and reinforce your own learning. Discussing challenges with peers or mentors provides fresh perspectives, highlights overlooked insights, and strengthens understanding. Teaching or explaining what you learned from a mistake is a powerful way to solidify correct thinking habits and develop deeper self-awareness. So, in this chapter, we've discovered that mistakes are not enemies of the mind. They are teachers. By accepting responsibility, analyzing errors step by step, managing emotions, and sharing lessons, you turn setbacks into tools for improvement. Learning from mistakes strengthens your thinking, sharpens judgment, and prepares you to make better decisions in the future. Start today by reflecting on a recent mistake. Identify what went wrong, what influenced your decisions, and what you can do differently next time. Remember, correct thinking isn't about avoiding mistakes. It's about embracing them, learning from them, and using them as stepping stones toward wiser, clearer, and more effective thinking. Every error carries a lesson, and every lesson strengthens your mind for the challenges ahead. Chapter 8. Cultivating a Growth Mindset. Hey, lifelong learners. We've come a long way. Awareness, biases, questioning, logical thinking, focused thinking, open-mindedness, and learning from mistakes. Now it's time to explore the final and perhaps most transformative chapter, cultivating a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities, intelligence, and thinking skills can improve through effort, practice, and learning. It's the mindset that allows you to embrace challenges, persist through difficulties, and continuously evolve your mind. Many people operate with a fixed mindset. They believe their intelligence or talent is static. When faced with a challenge, they may give up, avoid risks, or feel defeated by setbacks. Correct thinkers, however, see obstacles as opportunities for growth. A growth mindset encourages curiosity, resilience, and the willingness to learn from every experience. It transforms failures into lessons and challenges into stepping stones for improvement. The first step in cultivating a growth mindset is embracing effort. Every skill, including the ability to think correctly, requires practice and persistence. Mistakes, setbacks, and slow progress are natural parts of the learning process. By valuing effort over immediate results, you build mental strength, confidence, and adaptability. Over time, challenges become less intimidating, and your mind grows sharper and more capable. Another essential aspect is embracing feedback. Constructive criticism is not a judgment of your worth. It's a roadmap for improvement. Listening to feedback, reflecting on it, and applying it strengthens your thinking and decision-making skills. A growth mindset transforms feedback into a tool for growth rather than a source of frustration or self-doubt. Self-reflection also plays a key role. Regularly evaluate your thoughts, actions, and decisions. Ask yourself, what did I learn today? How can I improve? Where did I make assumptions or errors? This habit of reflection keeps your mind flexible, aware, and continuously evolving. It reinforces all the other skills we've discussed: awareness, logical thinking, focus, and open-mindedness. Finally, a growth mindset fosters resilience and confidence. Challenges no longer feel like threats. They are opportunities to expand your abilities. You approach problems creatively, think critically, and adapt quickly. Over time, this mindset becomes a natural part of your thinking process, making correct thinking not just a skill, but a lifestyle. So, in this final chapter, we've discovered that cultivating a growth mindset is the ultimate key to thinking correctly. By embracing effort, welcoming feedback, practicing self-reflection, and persisting through challenges, you create a mind that is capable, adaptable, and constantly improving. A growth mindset ensures that your thinking evolves with every experience, making you smarter, wiser, and more effective in every area of life. Start today by committing to learn, adapt, and grow. See challenges as opportunities, mistakes as lessons, and effort as the path to mastery. With a growth mindset, correct thinking becomes a natural, lifelong habit, empowering you to navigate life with clarity, confidence, and endless possibilities. Your mind is not fixed. It's a powerful tool capable of transformation, and the journey to thinking correctly never truly ends. Hey, amazing thinkers! Congratulations on completing this journey to master the art of thinking correctly. Remember, correct thinking isn't just about knowledge. It's about awareness, questioning, logic, focus, open-mindedness, learning from mistakes, and cultivating a growth mindset. Each step you take to sharpen your mind brings you closer to making smarter decisions, solving problems effectively, and living a more empowered life. If you found these insights helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Mind-Blowing Motive, for more motivational and educational content. Hit the notification bell